What's up, toy soldiers? Welcome to Mighty Champions. My name is John Sargent. Today we are going to be diving into the Marvel Legends re-release of the Silver Surfer, and I couldn't be more excited. I've never owned a Silver Surfer figure. I love the character of the Silver Surfer. Really, really excited. We are going to crack it open. We're going to take an extensive look at it with the help of the Mighty Professor of Science of Champions. While you guys are here, please subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment. I would like to know, what was the first issue that the Silver Surfer ever appeared in? Let me know in the comments down below. Definitely subscribe to the channel. You guys can follow me on social media. I'm at Mighty Champions on Instagram. I'm at Sergeant John 13 on Twitter. But let's take a closer look at this bad boy. Well, the first thing I notice on this thing is that it no longer says Walgreens on here because it's obviously not an exclusive to Walgreens anymore. But this is the re-release of that figure. So the rest of the box is actually exactly the same. You've got this really cool picture of the surfer on the side. It says Silver Surfer there on the top. Um, and then on the back, you got little glory image of the surfer. It says, a metallic skinned humanoid from the planet Zen-La, the Silver Surfer gets his name from his shimmering appearance and iconic hovering board. Not exactly a massive bio, but one thing that really caught my attention about this re release is that the actual box says 2017 on it still. So really, the only thing that they actually changed, like look at how kind of old school this stuff looks. Um, the only thing that they changed about the box is they just took off the Walgreens. So hopefully the figure itself isn't that out of date. But let's crack it open and see. First things first, like always, let's dive into the accessories. So we'll take a look at the hands. He does have two sets of fists, knocking fools out with a left and a right. He's got fists for punches and bunches. He's the Silver Surfer, so I don't know if he's really throwing a lot of hooks, but he's got them if you need them. He's also got a left and right cosmic kind of powers hand or surfing hand. He's so pitted, like so pitted. And then he's got two chopping hands, surfing hands, cosmic power hands. So you got, playing the hits as far as hands go, which is always a good thing with your Silver Surfer. He's got some cosmic powers. We have seen these effects 267,429 million bajillion times. And we'll see it at least one more here with the Silver Surfer. One thing that's slightly annoying is the way that these are depicted on the box versus what they actually look like in real life. Nothing wrong with these, but they look cooler on the box. I rarely ever use these because they just don't really look that great to me, but they're here if you need them. And then the star of the accessories, the surfboard. So one thing about this is the shape is a little different than I thought. It's not really surfboard shaped. It's a lot longer, which looks cool, but it's probably a pain as far as displaying goes. And it's kind of, so it basically feels like a ruler. Like that's the consistency of this plastic, is it feels just like a ruler does. But it looks fine. It's silver. It's reflective. It's got the little peg for him to stand on. So he kind of comes with his own uh, stand, so to speak. So that's always a good thing. Now let's take a look at the surfer himself. So right out of the gate, the first thing you notice is obviously the paint job. I guess we'll call it a paint job. The paint app, the silverness of the Silver Surfer looks really, really good. There is a few little kind of scratches and imperfections that I can see that I don't know are going to show up on camera, but for an all silver man, that's kind of to be expected. The like black underneath his eyes looks really, really good. That's one of my kind of favorite character details of the Silver Surfer, which keeps him from just being kind of one note. So I love that. But as far as details go, he's the Silver Surfer. There's not a whole heck of a lot to discuss as far as like deco hits. Articulation wise, this is absolutely on a 2017 body. This is a true re-release. When I was taking them out of the plastic, the first thing I noticed is that this joint is really loosey goosey. Everything's pinned. It is double jointed, but it's all pins. He does have butterfly shoulders. They do. They don't go up to 90 unless it's just really stiff. They go just about that far. Double jointed, pinned elbows. There is a bicep cut. There is an ab crunch. He'll go actually pretty far in the ab crunch department. He actually goes pretty far backwards too. There is a pivot at the waist. He can not do a whole heck of a lot of a split. He can pretty much kick himself in the butt, so he's pretty flexible there. The ankles on these old school Marvel Legends are the bane of my existence. This like gap, this RoboCop gap behind the foot, and how kind of hard it is to get certain ones to stand up. Like this one really wants to fall backwards. Luckily, he comes with his own stand. The head up, down, side to side, twists, all that. So good articulation there. So it's pretty okay as far as the range of motion and the poses you can get him in. But I am really worried about these wobbly, just kind of weak elbows. Once I get this thing posed, I probably won't be messing with it a whole lot. It's the same thing in the knees too. I probably won't be messing with it a whole lot because I'm actually kind of worried that I'm going to snap his arms off. But while we've got him here, let's take a look at, oh my God. Yeah, this thing's real tough to kind of pose around. The Surfer looks to be, he's a little over 6 inches. I've got him kind of hunched forward for balance because he's wanting to fall. But he's looking about 6.25 maybe. So not super tall, not super short. Let's compare him to some other figures. Here he is with the Human Torch. Here's the Silver Surfer with the Thing. There he is with Mr. Fantastic. And there he is with Sue Storm. So now we've got him with the entire Fantastic Four. Here he is with the entire Fantastic Four and his board. Looks great as a unit. Obviously, he's most recognizable with the Fantastic Four. So this set of figures and this Fantastic Four all kind of being from that same kind of little bit old school Marvel Legends. They all look really good together. This is actually going to look killer on my shelf. I can't wait to get them up on the shelf. We have now reached the portion of the program where the mighty professor of science of champions will take a look at the figure at hand, and he will give us his completely and utterly objective score of 1 to 100 based on the quality of the figure itself. And then when he's done doing that, I will give you my subjective take on how I feel about the figure, the character, and how I just generally feel about it. Does it give me the warm and fuzzies? So let's let the mighty professor of science of champions take a look, and then we'll get his feedback. Mighty professor, what are your findings on the re-release of the Silver Surfer?
This re-release is significantly outdated, and is only minimally acceptable as far as quality goes. Nothing new being added to the accessories is very disappointing as well. I rate Silver Surfer 60 out of 100.
A 60 from the mighty professor. Woof. That's brutal. Well, how do I feel about this Silver Surfer? Well, the Silver Surfer in general is one of my favorite Marvel characters. I absolutely love the Silver Surfer. So I was super excited to get a Silver Surfer. That is where my excitement ends for this figure. My fear coming into it was that it would not be updated at all. It's not. It's completely on pinned, loosey goosey joints with old, outdated effects that really don't have anything to do with the character. It's on the body that I refer to as the Iceman body, because that's where I first saw it, where you have this problem. His shin and his calf do not line up in any sort of way that it can stand up correctly. The ankles are really tough to get it to stand. The peg on the board is not something that this character can, of course, there you go. So it just isn't, it's just not a good figure. It just isn't. It's outdated. It doesn't pose very well. It looks really cool just standing still, which is what it's going to do on my shelf. I'm going to put this pretty close to blue. I'm going to put it pretty close to blue. I do not like this figure. It is a placeholder for sure until an updated Vulcan body Silver Surfer. I mean, all you have to do is put this head on a Vulcan body and paint the thing silver. How hard is that? The board is perfectly fine. Like, what do you need to do to the board? It's just a board. But I really do not like this figure. Do not buy this figure. Just wait for them to update it. But that's how I feel about it. Let me know in the comments, how do you feel about it? All right, toy soldiers, that is going to about wrap it up for the re-release of the Silver Surfer. Drop me a comment. Let me know how you feel about it. Are you looking to pick it up? Are you looking to wait until there's an improvement? Did you get the answer to the trivia question? What was the first issue? What was the first appearance of the Silver Surfer? What issue was it? Let me know in the comments. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I will catch you guys down the road. Peace.